is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Dolphin Chronicles, brought to you by the Kendall Sports Network. My name is Johnny Cruz. I am a Yankee fan, and I am here with my two amigos, my fellow Dolphin fanatics, Byron and Alex. What's going on, gentlemen? How are you guys doing today?
Man, I'm doing good. Like I told you guys pre-show, man. This is my outlet on Monday. That little music gets me fired up too. When we're counting down, I feel like I'm gonna run through a wall for you guys. That's what we're gonna do today. Let's go.
That's what we like to hear. That's the excitement that we like. Byron, how are you feeling? How was your weekend? Are you ready to talk some Miami Dolphin football, bro?
Always ready to talk Miami Dolphin football. I mean, Alex may be on his own and running through a wall, but I like the excitement. I mean, I got you, boo. I'll cheer you on running through a wall all day.
As long as you hit the wall first, Alex, I'll run right behind you, bro.
Thanks, bro.
But you hit the wall first, and then I'm right there with you. But a lot of things to talk about as Dolphin fans. A lot of excitement. We have begun our preseason. We had our first preseason game this past Friday against the Atlanta Falcons. Not stressing the score, whatever. I think it was 20-13.
Right.
But the score is not what's important about that. But we got that to cover. We got some exciting news as far as some players coming off of PUP list. We got some signings that we did earlier today and over this past weekend. So plenty of Miami Dolphin stuff to talk about. So let's go ahead and just do a quick, thought process, total, overall thoughts and what you liked and what you didn't like from that game that we saw. You know what I'm saying? There was obviously some good and some bad, but off the top of your head, what was the stuff that got you excited to see out on that field that day?
You want me to go first?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this guy is always always wants to kind of like, I'm gonna listen first, and then I'm gonna soak it in. Bro, look, there was a lot of things to like about the game. According to Yahoo Sports, actually, we are 1-0 in the AFC East, so they counted that game for us, and the Bills are 0-1, right? So we're well on our way to a division title, according to Yahoo Sports. And if you're a betting man and you took the Dolphins money line or the spread, then you're golden. But no, there was a lot of things to like, man. Our draft class. Those guys played well. The ones that did get some playing time, they played well. McMorris, right? The kid out of what is it, Cal?
Cal, yep.
Cal? Yeah. So he played well. I liked what I saw from, of course, our dynamic back, Knight. I thought
Jalen Wright.
Jalen Wright. Yeah, my bad. Knight in shining armor. Sorry, Jalen Wright.
Hey.
I thought he bailed out. Our offense a little bit with his speed and his playmaking, right? Yeah. Certainly on that play that there was nowhere to run, he reversed his field and picked up the first down. That's not something that you see every day, so that's something to get excited about. I liked our defense. Our defense looks fresh. Obviously, that's not going to be the defense that we see week one, but I did like what I saw from Weaver's defense. My concerns really. A position of need. We lost someone for the year in a position of need, right? Offensive line has been the question for the Miami Dolphins for the past, 4, 5, 6 seasons, however long. I mean, in recent memory, that's been the most glaring issue. And I think we lost Keon Smith, was it, for the year to an ACL. So that's disheartening. That hurts. You always want to get out of those preseason games without any major injuries or major setbacks. That would be considered a major injury. I don't know. I think he was second in the depth chart. So that's always a scare. Jason Sanders looked good. What, he drilled a freaking 58-yarder?
Yeah, he hit a 58-yarder and then he missed a 58-yarder badly. But I mean, it's 58 yards. So I mean. Yeah, 50% on 58 yarders. That's not too bad. You know what I'm saying? We'll take it. And I mean, you got to give all credit to the holder.
Yeah. The holder. If the holder's not there, I don't know if that kick even happens. Let's be honest. But no, man, there was a lot of things that I liked. I think I saw Needham with a couple pass breakups. I thought Bonner played well. I'm not crazy about that new kickoff thing. I haven't seen it really benefit anybody. I don't know if an H-Chan, could possibly take advantage of that new format. But we'll see what happens in the regular season. But I'm gonna step back and let Byron kind of share his thoughts on it.
Couple of things I saw. I like the playmakers. Some of the young guys really stood out. Guys who took impressive leaps from last year. Tanner Connor being one of them.
Yeah.
Wright looked good. The trust that the coaching staff has in Bonner and leaving him out there in the island, and they wanted throws to go his way. And aside from there was a miscommunication. It really wasn't his fault. He played really, really well. I think he may be possibly a third, if not the fourth corner, right now. So,
maybe potentially Jason Sehorn 2.0, huh? Jason Sehorn was a big deal, but
I mean, he's making plays in that play that you're talking about where he kind of got beat. If you look at the replay, I mean, he got face masked by the wide receiver. That's why the wide receiver was able to get so open.
Right.
I mean, he's developing well. You know what I'm saying? I'll let you finish on this before I get my thoughts on that. But I like what I saw out of Ethan. But I like what I saw out of the whole secondary, to be quite honest. But go ahead, Byron.
Yeah. It was nice to see. I understand it's preseason, so I'm not putting a lot of stock on it. Right. The only thing I did see was the fact that they let Michael Penix cook a little bit, in kind of a bend don't break kind of thing.
Yeah, I noticed that. Yeah.
But other than that, it was it's preseason. Like Alex said, I'm just happy to get out of there with a little bit of football on tape in terms of the young guys, and aside from Keon Smith, no real major injuries.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead, Alex. Go ahead.
Hey, I liked what I saw from Channing Tindall. I forgot to mention that. I saw him flash on a couple plays
during blitzing situations only, though.
Yeah.
But that's what he did in Georgia. That's what he specialized in Georgia, was coming in on third down and rushing situations. He just, I'm gonna touch on what you guys basically touched on. It was the first preseason game. Like you said, we don't want to put too much stock into it because it's basically third teamers against third teamers for the most part, guys trying to make the squad.
But remember, Michael Penix, first round draft pick. Remember, we saw Taylor Heineke, and Taylor Heineke was a starter not many years ago.
And that's what I was just about to say. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you're looking at it in that aspect, as far as the depth of our team and the back end of our roster, I like the way these young kids play. These young kids show that they can play in this league, that they can make some plays when their opportunities were given to them. You mentioned Jalen Wright. I love what I saw of Jalen Wright. The best part of that whole game was a touchdown run by Jalen Wright, because it was a run right up the middle. There was no wide zone bullshit, no screen at the 3-yard line. It was a run right up the gut for 8 yards. He showed good vision there. There was some good blocking up front, good blocking by the tight end. Our fourth or fifth string tight end, the Rucci kid, completely destroyed somebody on him. Malik Washington, the 6th-round wide receiver, blocked well. He made some plays. So it was good to see the draft class make some plays, the ones that played. Chop obviously didn't play. Didn't play, but Patrick Paul played well. McMorris played well, and they kept Patrick Paul in there the whole game. You know what I'm saying? And he was playing well that entire game. The injury sucks to Keon Smith, a young kid who they were developing and was probably going to be a backup, interior offensive lineman. He's one of the more athletic offensive linemen that we had, so that was a bit of a loss there. On that note, I'm just going to go ahead and let people know, Dolphin fans, right after that happened, we signed offensive lineman Chasen Hines, who we had just cut last week. So we signed Chasen Hines and we placed Keon Smith on injured reserve. So he's gone for the year. But all in all, I like what I saw out of the young kids. You mentioned Ethan Bonner, Nick Needham made some good plays. You mentioned the Channing Tindall blitz. That was a perfectly timed blitz. We got to remember, too, that it's not like our coaches was trying to show anything. So it was vanilla defenses, vanilla offenses, nothing major that they want to show off. You know what I'm saying? So for playing basic defense, the guys were where they were supposed to be and doing their job. So I like overall what I saw. And if we could use Channing Tindall in a way to where he plays 15, 20 plays a game and he can make 2 or 3 splash plays out of those 15, I'll take it. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, hopefully he can make a name for himself, or at the very least, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm rooting for the kid. At the very least, he could make enough plays that if he don't make this roster, somebody gives him an opportunity.
We don't need him to be
a bit of a bad hand. You know what I'm saying? Considering the defensive coaches that he's had to deal with the last couple of years, I don't think they used him right.
Yeah.
Something that I saw. Oh, 2 things. One, I learned that McDaniel's alive. It's number 1. He says he has in the building right now more than enough NFL starting caliber offensive linemen, and I call Whopper on that. But moving on.
I mean, and his. I'm not gonna call him a liar about that. If you would have said that he said that he has more than one starting caliber quarterback in that building, I would say he's a liar, unless he's talking about Dan Marino.
I would question that more.
As far as offensive linemen, like I talked about it with my boy Brent. Shout out to my boy Brent from the job, who's a big time Dolphins fan as well. I'm gonna put all my trust and faith in Mike McDaniel and Butch Berry. I still think we talked about it. I still think we need some help on the offensive line, but I'm gonna trust in them to make it work.
Well, Johnny, you say we need help, but you believe McDaniel in saying that you have more than 6 NFL caliber offensive linemen?
Well, I mean, the NFL caliber, they may not be very good.
You have what? You carry 9 linemen on the 53?
There might not be. No. Well, no.
Who's on the pup? Is it a win on pup?
It'll probably be 8.
Okay, so
the 5 stars. 8 to 9.
Okay, so there's more than 8 starting NFL linemen in that building right now?
Nah, bro.
Okay, so he's a whopper because he said he had more than he can carry on the 53.
Well, I mean, he's gonna say that they're NFL caliber players. You know what I'm saying? He ain't gonna shit on his guys. You know what I'm saying? But
he's a player's coach, bro. He's
a player's coach, so he's always gonna. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he ain't gonna come out and say, "All right, we got 3 good offensive linemen. The other ones, man, we got our hands full, but we gotta do what we can with them." He ain't gonna come out and say that. You know what I'm saying?
That's gonna go like a turn the punch bowl, bro.
You know what I'm saying? He's gonna make it see. He's gonna empower them and entitle them and let them know. Now we're gonna make this work with you guys. We're gonna show you what you need to know. You know what I'm saying? You follow what we do. You follow the technique and the stuff, and it'll work out. So I mean, that's the type of coach he is. So I'm not ready to call him a liar, but I'm not gonna argue with you too much about it. I'm not gonna die on that hill. All right.
Just don't say anything, bro. Don't come out and say that.
I think that's impossible for him to not be able to say anything.
But knowing how we feel about it, it's just makes me feel some type of way, you know.
I feel. I mean, so let's dig into this with the offensive lineman then. Let's be real. There's talk that Pittsburgh may be willing to give up the Wilson kid, who's a really good offensive guard. He's making about $8 million. I guess he basically has no future with the team because they essentially drafted every offensive lineman that we would have wanted this past year because they kept picking people right in front of us that we all wanted the Dolphins to draft. Although I like who we drafted, but they came away with 2 tackles, a guard, you know what I'm saying, a center. They got one of each. They got a center, they got a guard, and they got a tackle. So this Wilson kid, $8 million, it'll probably cost us, a 6th-round pick or something like that. But the talk is that the Dolphins want to pay $8 million for a guard. I say if you're truly all in, I say if he's supposed to be that good, and if you're truly all in, what's $8 million? We just did Tua's contract with Tyree's contract. We got like $30 million. You know what I'm saying? If this kid is that good and he's still young, pay the $8 million and put yourself solidify your right guard position. because now we got to worry about Aaron Brewer and whether or not he can snap. You know what I'm saying? So there's more than just the issue of Keon Smith. So we have a few issues on this interior offensive line. So I mean, if you have an opportunity to make a move, I say make a move. But what are you're saying? What do you guys think?
Yes, you swayed me. Yes.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Again, if you're all in, then go all in. But you know, like you mentioned, Mike McDaniel and Butch Barry and company, they feel that they can work with the guys that they have there in the building. So we'll see how they're able to make it work. Besides a couple of injuries, there was some ugly play. Of course, coming from our two backup quarterbacks, which was honestly very disappointing. Not so much Mike White, because I don't expect much from him, but I was hoping that Skyler would show a little bit more. How frustrating was it to see that our offense couldn't do crap with these two?
Very much, very, very frustrating. I mean, I would actually harp more on Mike because McDaniel said that they were neck and neck as far as the backup role to Tua. So I didn't see that neck and neck competition. Skyler's hand. I mean, I can give him a pass on that INT. I mean, although I thought he was thrown into double coverage, it looked like. Kind of forced it in there. His hand did get hit on that throw. So I mean, Skyler kind of won me over in that playoff game against the Bills.
Yeah.
You know, I think he still got that dog in him. But yeah, they both looked pretty shaky against a defense that, I mean, I don't know if it's that scary, you know. I didn't think that they had that they were running for their lives a whole lot, but they just made some bad throws. They were inaccurate. Hell, Mike was 4 of 14 for 26 with a 39.6 QB rating. Skyler 8 of 19 for 95 with a tutty and an INT and a 53.6 rating. That touchdown was on that screen throw to Wilson, or on the flat, or whatever it was.
All right.
So it's ugly. I mean, I'm open to them, looking at some options to some of the guys that are out there. You know, like a Ryan Tannehill, right? That name was thrown out there. There's Trevor Siemian, there's Blaine Gabbert, AJ McCarron, Brian Hoyer, Kellen Mond, DiNucci. I don't think DiNucci's a bad idea. Ben DiNucci, whenever he had some playing time in Dallas, he looked like he could make some plays. Even a Nathan Peterman, but I'm not crazy about Peterman. He's not. But Tannehill, I mean,
well, the fact that you're actually mentioning Tannehill is like it's making my stomach hurt.
I mean, you don't think he's an upgrade from a Mike White or a Skylar Thompson right now?
I don't know that he is. I mean, I guess
what we need him to be. I don't need him to be.
But I mean,
Tannehill from the Giants. You know,
like, do you really think Ryan Tannehill could run this offense, bro?
We're not asking him to run the offense.
Well, he would have to run the offense. We can't change the offense for him.
That in a pickle, we're asking him to be there.
That's what I'm saying. In a pickle, you think he's gonna be able to? You think he's gonna be able to run this offense when my man has no pocket presence? He has no sense of time in the pocket. You know what I'm saying? He has no pocket awareness. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know about Ryan Tannehill. I mean, like I said, I think the ship has sailed. Like I don't want to completely shit on these two. We got to understand they weren't throwing to the top guys either as far as wide receiver. They did have backups. I mean, they didn't look good. I'm not gonna front. They did not look good. But I'm not ready to give up on them yet. But they got 2 more preseason games to make me feel a little more comfortable. I mean, knock on wood, obviously, if any team loses their starting quarterback, I mean, you're pretty much done. You know what I'm saying? As far as winning a title or getting far in the playoffs. So we got to hope for Tua to stay healthy anyway. It would have just been a little bit more encouraging to see them actually play a little bit better. But I'm not ready to like jump ship and sign back with Ryan Tannehill. Oh my God, that's crazy.
I mean, no, you're right about, for the most part, whenever a team loses their starting QB, they're pretty much fucked.
Right.
There's going to be some rare occasion when you guys have, with like a Matt Moore that stepped in, right? Like in KC.
Jeff Hostetler is not walking through that door.
Yeah. Lucky you brought out Jeff Hostetler. Wow. Yeah, that's the throwback. Damn.
Rich Gannon.
Right.
But yeah, you're right, man. Hostetler stepped in when he had to step in, right?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. So, but no, man, it's still like you said. It's not fun to see him fuck up so bad like that. They did like ass.
Right.
Like I could have probably completed 4 fucking passes. Shit. I'm not the most mobile motherfucker, but I could have fucking flung one in there to like a Malik Washington or a fucking River Craycraft. Shit. Really Sneed, Braylon Sanders. I could have hit one of those motherfuckers at least 2 times.
Well, now that you mentioned those, let's try to turn this a little bit more positive and talk about those type of people. Byron, you mentioned Tanner Connor making plays.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Malik Washington made some plays. Like it was nice to see. You know what I'm saying? Chris Brooks had a couple of nice runs there.
You know me, I'm a big fan of Chris Brooks.
Yes, I know you love you some Chris Brooks. One thing that I did hear, as far as like in training camp or whatever, they're running a lot more of the 2 tight end sets with Chris Brooks along with another running back in the backfield. So they're running a lot more bigger packages in training camp.
He just gives the more explosive and the more physical back. Like he showed some explosiveness, and he also showed some physicality. Right. Wilson looked a little slow, aside from that.
Yeah, he's getting older. I mean, he's basically, you know what I'm saying? I mean, he's a slow version of Jalen Wright, basically. Because Jalen Wright's about his size, 210, 212, you know what I'm saying, 5'11", but he's got that second and third gear that he can go. You know what I'm saying? But he's not like a finesse runner. Not that Devon Achane is a finesse runner. He's just so freaking fast that it seems that way. But like I don't know that Jeff Wilson makes this team. Like, what are y'all guys' thoughts as far as like the running back room? You know what I'm saying? Raheem, Devon Achane, Jalen Wright obviously is making this team. Do you think they hold on to Chris Brooks, or do they let that kid go and hold on to old ass Jeff Wilson?
Man, I got Chris Brooks over Jeff Wilson right now. I'm sorry. I just think he gives us a little bit more, man.
I'm with you.
That's where I'm at. I mean, don't get me wrong. Jeff Wilson, man, went to my alma mater. He's a mean green, Right. So, but fuck, man, I didn't see a whole lot. I mean, we'll see. We'll see how the preseason plays out, right? That's why they get the snaps. That's why they play those games to figure out these, who we gonna finish filling up the running back room with, So, but I right now I got Chris Brooks over him. I just think he gives us a little bit more. And more physicality. I think he's even a little bit more explosive than Wilson.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. Byron, any thoughts on the running back room and your preference? Would you go with Chris Brooks as the 4, or would you keep either Wilson or Savon Ahmed, who's still in the mix somehow? I mean,
he's going to go against whatever I said.
Let's be honest with ourselves. Savon Ahmed's the 3rd running back, but no, I'll put it aside. Yeah, I mean, you have to go younger. I understand the allure of having a veteran running back like Wilson on the back end, but I'm with you guys on.
What? Do you agree?
Guy. But I want to go back to the QB thing.
Okay.
Because I wanna understand how we got to this place. When is Tua signed this contract? 2 weeks ago? A week ago?
About a week, 10 days.
A week and a half? I don't know.
Yeah, something like that.
Here, so that's funny. Here's where I feel that we got to this place. Before Tua signed that contract, there was no way that you could bring someone in that was going to give him the kind of competition, the kind of push that we would have wanted him to have because of everything he went through with Flores. Yes? So we agree on that. Yes.
Sure.
Okay. With him, well, okay, Johnny, you seem a little. If the Dolphins bring in a Ryan Tannehill last season, is everyone jumping on the train that they're trying to replace Tua?
No, because I'm of the opinion that Ryan Tannehill ain't shit, bro.
No,
Like
I
you're saying,
know.
he's okay.
I'm
No,
saying
he's in the latter part of his career. Yeah.
Right.
But if you bring in a legitimate backup, like how
Like I let's say they would have brought in like a Minshew, a Gardner Minshew,
correct?
or a Tyler Heineke, or somebody that if he actually had to come in, you would have the slight confidence that he might be able to win us a game.
You're right.
Like the way these two kids played,
Yeah,
the
I
way
think
these two kids played is like, I don't see how. I mean, unless we run the ball 35 times, I don't see how we win a game with these two. But again, they didn't have Tyreek and Waddle and all these guys out there. So I mean, that's why I'm trying to give them the benefit of the doubt.
But if you bring in someone like that before Tua got his contract, do you understand the shit show that it would have been in terms of they're trying to get rid of Tua?
Oh, of course, yeah.
As far as with you talking about the fan base and the media and stuff?
Yes.
Oh yeah, of course, dude. I mean, if one of these kids would have played well on Friday, they would have been like, "Oh, look, they didn't need to give Tua the money. Skyler could lead this team." You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm just saying.
That's the thing.
I see what you're saying.
Has his money. I feel like you can go out there and bring in, and these are just names I'm throwing out. I don't think that these are the ones that they should bring in, but someone like, I don't know, Jimmy Garoppolo, someone who is on the outs, in Oakland, or Gardner Minshew, I think, is too talented of a backup to be let go. But I feel like Garoppolo's a good name. There's a few guys out there that may be on, just down on their luck a bit, that may be able to win you a game. I feel like Jimmy Garoppolo is one of those guys that can win you a game. He proved he can run this offense in San Francisco. He took them to a Super Bowl. I feel like, if you bring a guy like that in, I feel like it would be a good backup to have as opposed to Mike White.
I mean, that's fair. I mean, you definitely need somebody that is familiar with the system. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to bring somebody in who has no knowledge of this system at all. So, I mean, I get that, I guess. I mean, I think they really want Skyler to win the job. You know what I'm saying? But he's going to have to perform a lot better than what he did. From what I heard, he took all the second team reps, today at practice. So I'm going to assume that Tua plays a series or two, and then Skyler probably plays the rest of the game. You don't think Tua plays at all?
No, absolutely not.
You don't think he plays at all?
No.
Okay, so my question to you is this then, Alex. Do they play game 3? Do they play in game 3?
Maybe then in game 3 a series or two.
Okay.
Yeah, because then they have a week off. Then they have a week off before the actual season starts, right?
Who the fuck knows? The Texans started CJ fucking Stroud.
Yeah, a lot of the starters started this week. It was surprising to me, honestly, how many guys actually got a few plays in this weekend.
Another name. Oh my God. If he gets cut, I think he is on a roster, but a guy that would intrigue me as a backup, Mitchell Trubisky. As a backup? No?
I'd take a Jacoby Brissett over Mitchell Trubisky.
Oh my God. Like I'm getting all kinds of ulcer feelings now. Jacoby Brissett now, Mitchell Trubisky.
Yeah.
Let's hope that Skyler and Mike White show a little bit better this week coming up against Washington.
Didn't play shit for him.
Nah, as far as that's concerned,
peanuts and a fucking 6-rounder.
Yeah, I don't see them. I don't see them making any kind of change like that. I think they're committed to. They're committed to either Mike White or Skylar Thompson being the backup quarterback of this team.
But it's inevitable for the shit to come up after the fucking piss poor performance that they showed against Atlanta.
That's what I'm saying. Had they not played like total ass, like this wouldn't even be a conversation. You know what I'm saying? But they both look like shit. Who?
Mr. Unlimited.
¿Quién es como venga ese? Who is that?
Russell Wilson. I would take
Come on,
him.
dude.
If it ain't gonna cost us shit, yeah, I would take
Yeah,
him.
I'm asking, would you take him?
Yeah. Yes, because he actually has the experience that you would think he could possibly win us a game.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Or two if needed. You know what I'm saying? But nah, oh my god. Like
That's where we're at, though, in terms of the
We're going off the damn deep end here.
yes, that's a way, yeah. All right, so Skylar and Mike White both played like shit, and they put us in a bad place today.
Nice.
So we're gonna try to get out of it. Jalen Phillips, the stud, is inhuman. Came off of the pup list today. Did some football activities and was out there running around and doing some stuff. I'm trying to not get ahead of myself with this. I'm thinking week 3 Seattle, maybe the Monday night game, week 4 against Tennessee. What are you guys' thoughts on Jalen Phillips not only to get taken off the pup list, because now he can't be put back on it. If he gets put back on it, he's gone for the year.
You hit the nail on the head for me, but go ahead.
So I don't think he comes back week 1. What are you guys' thoughts on Jalen Phillips not only getting back as quickly as he did, but when do you think will be the first appearance of number 15 on the field?
Week 2.
Week 2 at home against Buffalo.
Yeah.
Thursday night.
That's a hell of a debut.
I mean, I wouldn't be mad at it.
Here's what I'm afraid of. He's doing great, right?
Yeah.
But we all know that recovery isn't linear.
Right.
If he suffers some type of setback, and not the type of setback in terms of like re-injuring, not the type of setback where he's done like just a minor setback, something that okay, we're progressing, but it's not there yet, or
like an ingrown toenail, or what the fuck are you talking about?
There's benchmarks you hit.
Right, yeah.
Look at a benchmark and you can't get past that benchmark for, let's say, it normally takes 3 days, but you're stuck there a week and a half. That's a setback because you're not progressing.
Yeah.
If he needs extra time, but you need a roster spot, you can't put him back on PUP.
Uh-huh.
I think it might have been a premeditation to take him off when he was fine on PUP. He wasn't taking up a roster spot. He could have come off. I think if he had to get off in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I feel like they jumped the gun a bit. It's just my thing.
You don't think that's Jalen campaigning for him to get off the PUP list?
Of course he's gonna campaign. That's what a player does. But isn't that the reason we have coaches and training staff to protect the player from the player?
Do you remember who we had for our strength and conditioning coach?
No, but I mean they've also been extremely cautious when it comes to injuries this last year and change, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? So
it's that kind of.
So I think it might have been a mutual thing. Like, all right, we're gonna take you off of the PUP list, but that doesn't mean that you're playing week 1. You know what I'm saying? We're still gonna slowly progress this thing or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I wouldn't be. I mean, Alex may be right. You know what I'm saying? He may be back for that Buffalo game, not to play 40% of the snaps.
Right.
But if he comes in against Buffalo and he takes 15 snaps or something like that in obvious passing situations or stuff like that, then I mean, kind of ease his way into it. But maybe it's making sure that he's in total football shape once the season hits, so that he can be ready to go, say, a week 2 or week 3. So maybe that's what they're thinking is as far as taking him off of PUP already. But I mean, all in all, it's a positive sign. You know what I'm saying? It's a positive sign that he's off the PUP list, that he's able to practice with the squad. One guy that hasn't been able to practice, and I know it was mentioned in our chat earlier, I'm not stressing it as much as he might be, but OBJ has not practiced. I'm not really stressing it. This, to me, sounds like a veteran wide receiver who ain't trying to having to do any type of training camp. And he'll probably be back in a couple weeks and then ramp it up right before the season starts, especially considering he's the number 3. It's not like he's coming back to be the number 1. Right. Alex, you mentioned it. What are your thoughts about the fact that OBJ has yet to practice?
I mean, I understand that. I understand where you're saying coming from as far as a veteran wide receiver. Hey, this is a guy that's had some injuries as of late. You know, he may not be wanting, but you're also coming into a brand new team, an offense that you haven't seen. You need to go on there and start building that chemistry. I think it's important. So I'm not crazy about it. I kind of expected it. I thought that something like this would kind of happen. But I'm kind of in between on it. I'm a little upset, leaning more towards the pissed off side. That dude, just fucking go out there and do what you got to do. I'm not asking you to go fucking make one-handed catches in double coverage. I'm not asking you to do that. Just go out there, build a little chemistry, get the blood flowing, and go from there. Is that asking too much?
No, but I have an opposite take on it. Okay. Not in terms of
That's what this show's all about.
No. I'm on his side, but from an opposite view. OBJ's injuries have been, aside from the two ACL tears, the knock on him has been the soft tissue injury, the hamstrings, the nagging type of injury. I would have liked to have seen him kind of strengthen these things, getting reps, making
the blood flowing. Get the blood flowing. Yeah.
Right. Just making sure that his soft tissue is in condition to go out on week 1 and go. Not go out on week 1 and then you know how
pussyfoot around it. Yeah.
You don't have any training crap reps, and then your body makes, and your soft tissue goes, and you're fucked.
Right, this screams like you're saying, like it's almost like, dude, if you continue to do this, then you're gonna treat weeks 1, 2, and 3 like preseason, and then we're not gonna have an OBJ ready to rock and roll until week 4, and that pisses me off. Right, like, dude, we didn't sign you to make an impact starting week 4. We signed you to make an impact starting week 1. So it's kind of irritating.
That's fair enough. I hear what you're saying. If he's not out there against the Jags and there's no injury, then that's some bullshit. That's some bullshit that he just, you know what I'm saying, that he did what he did. But I expect him to be ready to go week 1 against the Jaguars. I wouldn't be surprised if, right after we do this, this joint practice with Washington, suddenly you see him practicing right after that or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So, because then he'll have a couple weeks, going to get himself in football shape for the season. I would hope that him and Tua are doing side work and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's the other thing is building the chemistry with a new quarterback, a left-handed quarterback at that. You know what I'm saying? I know that they did some kind of work, in OTAs and stuff like that. But for the most part, like, this man hasn't practiced at all. So that's a little worrisome. I hope he's not injured. But I'm leaning more towards it's a veteran that ain't trying to do nothing at training camp and shit. But that means
I'm in Miami, estoy gozando, viviendo tremenda vida.
And you know what? That's fine with a tremenda vida, bro. But you better be ready to strap him on Sunday when we play against Jacksonville. Because I'm with you. We need to hit the ground running, and you know what I'm saying, hitting on all cylinders. But I'm excited.
I even see like a game time decision bullshit for Jacksonville. I'm gonna be pissed.
Does he pull up in week 1?
Huh?
Does he pull up in week 1?
No, he's playing week 1.
If I'm a betting man, I'm betting against him playing week 1.
No. I'm talking about. Do you think I know he's gonna play week 1, but
you think so?
Yeah.
Right now, I think he's not playing week 1.
Hold on, he plays week 1, and then somewhere in the third quarter, and we don't see him the rest of the game. Not to say that he's gonna get injured, but I see something like that coming.
Nah, man. I'm gonna be the positive one out of the group today, because we went from Alex saying that he ain't gonna be ready week 1 to Byron saying he's gonna have an ouchie in the third quarter of week 1 and not be able to finish the game. just a little tweak.
Yeah, like, oh, okay, and then he'll be ready but next week. You get what I'm saying?
Well, the next week is going to be a short week against Buffalo, so we don't need that bullshit. We need him ready to go. So, I think, like I said, I'm going to lean more towards a veteran. I mean, he's 32 years old. He ain't trying to mess around with training camp, but hopefully he builds up that chemistry quick enough. Once he does get into practice and we get going there. But anything else you guys want to touch on before we get up out of here?
What do we do? Do we hit on everything?
Yeah, well, I think that there's a surprise coming next week. We're gonna reveal it.
Yes,
probably sometime. You guys want to reveal it now, or you want to tease it and we'll reveal it later tonight?
Why play around with people's emotions, right? I'm all about transparency here on the Kindle Sports Network and on the Dolphin Chronicles, baby. Hit him. Tell him what we got coming.
Go ahead, man. You're the star of the show, bro.
Well, I don't know if you've been watching, guys. Our viewers. There's a young man from Middle Tennessee State that's been campaigning for a punting gig outside of a Hard Rock or outside of the training facility, wherever. I don't know because I wasn't there, but his name is Kyle Ulbrich. I believe I'm pronouncing that right. Yeah. But that's who we'll have on the show next week. Exciting. This guy, mainstream media is catching on. This guy is a phenomenal punter. He's got he's got some crazy stats over there in Middle Tennessee. And he single-handedly probably beat the shit out of flipped the field a bunch of times on the U when they last played Middle Tennessee State. So yeah,
we had a lot to do with that victory, though.
What's that?
All those Hail Marys that beat our cornerbacks had a lot to do with that victory too.
Yeah, but hey, when it's field position and when you need your punter to fucking pin you deep, this guy does it. This guy is Mr. Pin You Deep. So we're excited about that. He'll be joining us next week, talking about his journey. We can even ask him what made him make the sign and stand out there. But either way, it'll be exciting to watch. And we'll see if we can get some love from some other punters. I've actually reached out to Mitch Berger before. I don't know if you guys remember Mitch Berger, retired NFL punter from the Steelers. So maybe I can even get a Mitch Berger to give this guy a few pointers. Who knows? But I'm excited about the show either way.
I could use a burger right now.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good time. That's gonna be a special guest for us to have next week. I think this young man deserves an opportunity, especially considering the fact that Jake Bailey can't kick the ball past like 45 yards. You know what I'm saying? Seriously.
Not his average.
Like, you know what I'm saying? He can't turn the field for us. Now, I understand that he is like a magnificent holder for field goals, and I'm glad for Jason Sanders that he's got himself a good holder, but we need somebody that can actually flip the field and help us out on special teams. So I'm excited to speak to this young man. So definitely check us out next Monday night, 7:30 Eastern time, right here on the Dolphin Chronicles on the Kindle Sports Network.
And if you got some questions that you want us to ask,
throw some comments in there. Hit us up on Twitter.
Also, Kendall Sports Network at Gmail if you want to email them in as well.
Yep, there you go. You can hit us up on email. You can follow me at the Yankee Fin. You can follow Byron at Paramount P. You can follow Alex at TX_TSB. Again, you can leave a comment for us. If you're new, hit that subscribe button, smash the like button. Every Monday night, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time, the Dolphin Chronicles, and we got the special guest next Monday night. Definitely check that out. Of course, you got False 9 every Thursday night or Everything Inter Miami with Byron and our boy Mark Gonzalez, talking all things Inter Miami. And then Friday nights this week in Miami with these two fine gentlemen here giving you all the news of everything going on in the 305. And that's Friday night, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Kendall Sports Network. Thanks for checking us out. Again, if you're new, hit the subscribe, smash the like. Definitely turn on those notifications so you know whenever we are going live. We will be back next Monday night, hopefully discussing another Dolphin victory, and hopefully our backup quarterbacks play a little bit better than they did this week. So we're not talking about no damn Ryan Tannehill or no Jacoby Brissett shit. Thanks for checking us out. Until next time, Byron, get us up out of here. Peace, people.
Have a good week, guys.